The Batanes Islands shelter a diverse fauna, everything from the tiniest vohawubor in its fertile lands to the majestic ruyung roaming the vast sea around it. For the longest time, the Ivatans have learned ways of using the animals that co-inhabited their islands, even for more than the purpose of consuming them or borrowing their strength from manual labor. Now, considering the fact that these islands are susceptible to sudden changes of weather and that as a response, its inhabitants have developed ways of foretelling these changes by using natural elements, it is no surprise that they would also use a particular animal to predict an incoming typhoon.
Meet the galus galus, chicken, manok, whatever you call it. Now, as time went by, they realized that they could use this fowl for something else, typhoon prediction.
According to this article from Inquirer.com, which documented the town of Ivana as they prepared for a typhoon last 2013, ex-mayor Anastasio Barsana said, "The senior citizens in our town know how to read the signs that a storm is coming. For example, when the chickens behave oddly, when they don't sleep in their regular haunts, that's one sign."
While this behavior could be attributed to chickens being, well, chickens, this pattern of odd behavior is actually grounded in science, specifically on the subject of physics and ornithology, or the study of fowls.
We all know what a typhoon is, a strong rotating storm which occurs in the tropics and brings with it strong winds and dump heavy rains on whatever path it takes, leaving behind a trail of massive destruction.
What we commonly don't observe, however, is the sound frequency it produces.
When a severe weather system such as a typhoon travels over the ocean, it produces a lot of noise, low-frequency noises to be exact, which can radiate over a local region. Now, these sound frequencies start off very low because of the distance, but they start to increase as they travel towards land where the observers are. This is caused by the Doppler effect, which essentially says that as a wave, such as sound, travels towards you, it increases in frequency and decreases once it starts moving away from you. A common example of this would be a traveling motorcycle. When it heads to your direction, you would hear a zooming sound with an increasing pitch. And as it passes by, the zooming pitch starts to go down. Now, how does this explain this unassuming poultry's ability to sense a typhoon beforehand?
You see, chickens have a superior hearing ability compared to humans, especially when it comes to lower frequencies.
According to this study, chickens can hear frequencies as low as 9.1 Hz and are more sensitive to sound frequencies lower than 64 Hz compared to humans, whose lowest threshold of hearing is at 20 Hz and are more insensitive to sounds lower than 64 Hz.
Considering the solid foundations, we can conclude that chickens do in fact have the ability to detect incoming typhoons way before humans can.
Furthermore, chickens are naturally wary creatures and are very sensitive to sudden environmental changes. As such, when they detect these low-frequency sounds, they become stressed. They show this reaction through displaying unusual behavior, such as becoming agitated and squawking at unusual hours, or as commonly observed here in our locality, refusing to sleep in their usual coops. Considering also the fact that the Doppler effect is at play here, the sounds that the typhoon makes become increasingly more audible to these creatures, making them increasingly more stressed over time.